Everyone feels sad or angry sometimes, including teenagers. School, friends, and family can be a lot of pressure. You have new responsibilities and new complications in your life. It's easy to feel overwhelmed sometimes, but some teens feel sadness or hopelessness that just won't go away. Even small problems may seem like too much to handle. That kind of persistent sadness is called depression, and it can be a serious problem. Teens who have intense feelings of sadness, emotional pain, or irritability may even think about suicide. Teens who are feeling this way need to hear an important message. There's hope, and there are people who care about you. There are many reasons why a teen might experience depression. They might be feeling rejection, hurt, or loss. They might feel angry, ashamed, or guilty about something. Some teens may worry about disappointing their friends or family members. Some may feel unwanted, unloved, or victimized, or like they're a burden to others. A death in the family, divorce, alcoholism, drug abuse, child abuse, any of these can add to loneliness and depression, and they can cause thoughts of suicide. It may sound strange, but teens who have attempted suicide often say they didn't really want to die. They just did it to escape from a seemingly impossible situation or to get relief from unhappy feelings. At that particular moment, dying seemed like the only way out. A teen in that situation needs to hear someone say, "It's not the only way out. There's hope." In 80% of all cases, teens who think about suicide want others to be aware of their pain. They want someone to stop them from dying. Even so, a teen who talks about suicide may be likely to try it. That teen needs somebody to step up and help. There are a lot of reasons teens are at risk of suicide. Teens are trying to establish an identity. They're learning to operate independently. They're growing physically and intellectually. They're choosing a career and developing relationships. Sometimes parents can make things worse by seeming to reject teens for not living up to the parents' expectations. Bullying is another factor. If you're a victim, a perpetrator, or even a witness to bullying, you can be at increased risk of suicidal thoughts. Nowadays, bullying often happens online. Some teens share comments about suicide on social media like Facebook. If someone you care about is going through tough times, watch for warning signs. A prior suicide attempt is a big warning sign, of course. So is talking about suicide and making a plan, or giving away prized possessions. Also, watch for preoccupation with death, or any signs of depression, hopelessness, and anxiety. Watch for increased drug and alcohol use. A warning sign does not automatically mean a person is going to attempt suicide, but every warning sign should be taken seriously. If your friend is talking about suicide or showing other warning signs, don't wait. Talk about it. Most of the time, people who are considering suicide are willing to discuss it if they know someone cares enough to ask. You may feel reluctant to ask a teen if they've been thinking about hurting themselves. You may think that asking about suicide could plant the idea. But that's not true. Asking is always a good idea. Just starting the conversation helps in many ways. Talking about it may help the person feel less isolated, more cared about, and better understood. Talking also gives the person a chance to consider a different solution. What should you do if your friend is thinking about suicide? First, listen without judging. Offer reassurance that you're there and that you care. If you think your friend is in immediate danger, stay close. Make sure he or she isn't left alone. After that, share your concerns with an adult you trust as soon as possible. You can also call a suicide crisis line, and you can even call 911. But what if your friend made you promise not to tell anyone? You may feel like you're betraying your friend if you tell. The answer is, in this situation, telling isn't betraying. Telling is helping. Remember, the important thing is to notify a responsible adult. It may be tempting to try to help your friend on your own. It's always safest to get help. And if you're the one feeling depressed, if you're the one feeling like you have no other alternative, if that's you, remember, help may come from many places. Family members, friends, teachers, and possibly from a reassuring voice on the telephone. There are a lot of options. There are many places to get help. Just remember, you are not alone.